Hey, was geht? Hoffentlich geht's jetzt. Ich probiere mal mit äh, rechts im Bildschirm ist die Laptop-Kamera, links das Handy. Mal gucken, was besser aussieht. Ja, es geht heute um philippinisches Essen. Ja, also auf zum Video.
Enjoys the warmth of the sun almost all year round and has a healthy vegetation. This means that a visit to the Philippines anytime will be a feast of greens and tropical flavors like coconut, mangoes, bananas, and pineapples. Aside from these mouth-watering fruits, you must try Filipino dishes that are cooked with centuries-old practices. Most of the cooking and preserving styles date back from pre-colonial Philippines, and it's an amazing thing to see them still being practiced these days. To taste them is a whole other thing. To give you a glimpse of the savory Filipino cuisine, here are the top 10 foods you must try in the Philippines. Number 10. Lumpia.
Oh, Frühstück. Right.
This first one is a party favorite. In almost any occasion in the Philippines, be it weddings or birthday parties, there is the lumpia. It is a type of fried spring roll made with different fillings, which can be minced pork, chicken, or vegetables like bean sprouts, carrots, and sweet potatoes. The lumpia wrapper is made of a solid, sticky combination of flour and water, which they stick on a griddle pan and cooked until it's crispy. The filling can be made by sautéing the minced meat or vegetables and seasoning it with spices. The filling is wrapped tightly in the wrapper before they are fried to a crispy perfection. Lumpia's partner and a staple in all Filipino households are the different dipping sauces. You can have lumpia with some spicy vinegar, banana ketchup, or sweet chili sauce.
Natürlich, Werbung. Ja, zurück zur Außerwerbung. Los, weiter geht's.
Number 9. Filipino-style spaghetti. As everyone knows, spaghetti is a type of noodle that is originated in Italy and can be cooked with different sauces. However, in the Philippines, when you say spaghetti, it means the same noodles but always with tomato sauce. And the twist? It's sweet. Yes, Filipino-style spaghetti is made with tomato sauce and brown sugar. Some variations even have a little condensed milk in them as a substitute for brown sugar. It's a running joke in the Philippines that if it's not sweet, then it's not spaghetti. You can find ready-made sweet spaghetti sauces in supermarkets in the country. This version of spaghetti has ground pork or beef, sliced hot dogs, and lots of cheese. It's a combination of ingredients that may seem weird at first, but it's another party staple and is popular among children. If you doubt it would taste good, just give it a try. You might end up liking it. Number 8. Sinigang. This dish is a typical Filipino ulam, which roughly translates to the word viand in English. Any food you pair with rice is called ulam. Sinigang is a soup dish that usually has tamarind for its base. It is sour, but is balanced with some pepper, salt, and some seasoning. You can have pork sinigang, fish sinigang, and even chicken sinigang. A more expensive one would be the version with fresh prawns. Filipinos add a variety of vegetables to this dish. The most common ones are kamote tops, water spinach, radish, tomatoes, and eggplants. In other regions in the Philippines, you can find different versions of this hearty soup. They sometimes use guava for the base and even watermelon. You can have sinigang any time of the day, but you will find it really soothing and comforting during rainy days. Number 7. Caldereta. Caldereta is a stewed type of ulam made with beef or goat, liver, carrots, potatoes, and tomato paste. You can also have this in versions using chicken and pork, but the most famous ones are the first two. Goat and beef are different in texture and taste. Goat caldereta is often bony and tastier than other meats, while beef is tender and chewy. Both meats require being cooked slowly over low fire to make sure the flavors are extracted. Tomato paste is added at the base of the stew, and liver paste is added for the extra texture and flavor. Caldereta is best served hot with a cup of warm steamed rice. Number 6. Chicken inasal. Chicken inasal is a typical food when families go on a trip to the beach or swimming pools. It is the Philippine version of chicken barbecue. It's a delicious treat, usually on a skewer, grilled over burning coal. The secret to this tasty meat dish is the marinade made of soy sauce, brown sugar, calamansi juice, and lots of garlic. The meat is left in the marinade for over 24 hours for the best taste. Once it's ready, you can slowly grill it to make sure it's cooked evenly. While on the grill, you can see the chicken oil oozing out and the skin caramelizing because of the brown sugar. The best part of inasal is the skin, which typically has the most flavors. Because of the long marinating time, even the thickest parts of the chicken are really tasty. It's best to eat inasal after tiring hours of swimming and playing on the beach. Pair this up with some fresh, cold calamansi juice for the complete gastronomic experience. Number 5. Care. If you're not a big fan of meat, try this unique tasting vegetable dish from the northern regions of the Philippines. Care's distinguishing feature is that it's thick and savory peanut sauce. The main vegetable used for this curry-like dish are the eggplants, Chinese cabbage, okra, and beans. Although the main stars of this dish are vegetables, it is usually cooked with oxtail or beef tripe for the flavor. This is the most common version you will find in Pampanga, the culinary capital of the Philippines. If you try elsewhere, you may get a version that has seafood or pork. Don't get confused if you have a little bowl of fish paste when you order this meal. Care is best eaten with some fish paste. You might be a little leery because of the combination of flavors. You have probably never tried eating peanuts, vegetables, and fish paste combined. Try it and be surprised they taste well all together. Number 4. Kanin. Kanin is an umbrella term for sweet delicacies made of rice. In fact, this term is hailed from the word kanin, which means rice. If you go to wet and dry markets in the country, you might find stalls that sell these colorful, bite-sized treats. One of the most popular ones is biko, which is made of sticky rice combined with brown sugar and coconut milk. It is garnished with caramel sauce, fresh coconut meat, and latik. Latik is what most people look forward to when eating biko. It is basically dry coconut curds sprinkled on top of the biko. Another one is bibingka, which is traditionally associated with Christmas. It's a spongy cake with crispy edges, cooked in a pan lined with banana leaves and put over scorching coals. This delicacy is a popular Christmas snack you get outside churches after a mass. Another Christmas staple is puntu bumbong. This bright violet-colored kakanin is made of a special rice mixture cooked in bamboo tubes over steam. Once cooked, you get it on a banana leaf after the vendor slathers it with lots of margarine and muscovado sugar. Number 3. Sisig. Sisig is one of the dishes that show Filipino creativity. This is a popular ulam and also a pulutan. Pulutan is the term for the food best paired with beer or any alcoholic beverages. This dish originated in the culinary capital of the Philippines, like Care. Sisig is made with pig's face and chicken liver. The pig's face is boiled, then grilled before getting chopped up into tiny pieces. The small pieces are then sauteed with chicken liver, onions, garlic, and other seasonings. You'll get sisig in a nice sizzling iron plate, so you get to enjoy the warm treat over some perfectly cooked rice. You can also have it with some ice-cold beer, your call. Depending on where you are in the country, you may get different versions of this popular food. You may get it with mayonnaise or a squeeze of calamansi. If not a fan of pork, you may get it in chicken and fish versions. Number 2. Street food. Street foods in the Philippines can have an entire episode of a food show to it. There's just so many of them. They're often sold in rolling food carts or stationary stalls right next to the market. You should try quack if you're not feeling that adventurous. It's basically quail eggs covered in soft orange dough and best dipped into some vinegar or sweet sauce. Usually next to the quack you will find street barbecue. You have loads of choices to try. There are chicken heads, chicken intestines, hot dogs, pig's blood, and many more. Next, you can get a Filipino version of ice cream from colorful rolling stainless carts. If you hear the vendor is ringing his bell, he's selling ice cream. They use it to call the attention of children. The Filipino ice cream is called sorbet. It's made of coconut milk instead of the usual milk other ice cream makers use. Coconut milk gives it a different texture. It's smooth, thick and creamy. The popular flavors are mango, cheese and chocolate. One cart usually carries 3 flavors, and the best part is you can choose to have them all in one cone.
Nice.
Number
Oh,
1,
das hatte ich gestern.
Adobo.
Nur mit Eier. Noch.
This ubiquitous dish completes every list of must-try foods in the Philippines. This is every household's go-to ulam when in need of quick hunger fix and something that does not easily spoil. Adobo dates back to the colonial times when Filipinos needed to make sure their meats do not spoil for a long period of time. Basically, adobo is sautéed meat, usually chicken, boiled in soy sauce and bay leaves. Left to boil for a few minutes, the meat will eventually cook in its own oil. Oily adobo is the best with cold rice, but there are versions throughout the country that are saucier. Other takes on this popular dish are a bit sweet, garlicky, and sour. These are just some of the foods to try when in the Pearl of the Orient. And since the Philippines is an archipelago surrounded by vast oceans, you should also try a variety of seafoods when you visit coastal villages. It is also highly recommended to learn about the different ways of cooking and preserving food to enrich your travel adventures with some culinary know-hows. Filipinos are warm and welcoming. They will be more than glad to teach you or accompany you to the best places to try food in town.
Okay,
Don't hesitate
fertig.
to ask.
Hier kann man schon mal ausmachen. So. Jetzt gucken wir, was noch auf uns zusteht. Weg mit dir, du Seppel. Das haben wir. Das kommt dann einen Tag danach. Wie viel? Ah, 5 Essenreaktionen noch. Seht ihr. Aber das kommt alles noch. Also dann. Das kann man mal aus dem Ding streichen. Okay. Danke fürs Zusehen. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss. Puh.